As we catch up with today's featured golfer, just been holding steady all day long, Frank.
A solid round of golf. 4 of these will certainly bode well come the end of the week.
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Has this from 170 yards away. Frank, Rory McIlroy had his coming out party on the PGA Tour right here at Quail Hollow. That was in 2010. You remember that final round 62?
We certainly do, Rich. That great finish to post 62. Personally, I thought that was the best round shot in 2010. And not just because it was his first win, but it showed you what he was capable of. And then obviously we've got to see that ever since.
And this is looking really good. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Frank, as we look at our leaderboard, you certainly have to like the position of Martin Keimer.
Well, just sort of nipping at the heels, and of course we have not seen his best stuff yet.
At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. I love this. She is winding up, just wants to tear the cover off this golf ball. Wow, I mean, she absolutely annihilated that tee ball.
Oh, huge. Huge with a capital H.
Busted that.
I've seen some long tee shots, but it's the advantage to tee that ball up. Get it up there quickly, get the wind behind you. It's amazing how far you can hit it.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
Doesn't want to let this one get away. She needs this for par. Nice par to remain 3 under. Frank, this is all you want in a par 3, especially late in the round. You have to carry the water. You have to deal with the pressure. At 221 yards, this requires a player's very best.
On the process of elimination, don't go long, don't go left, don't go short, and right is marginal. It doesn't leave you with much.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Well played here. Went straight for the flagstick, and she will have a nice putt coming up.
Second shot.
Starting to make a nice move. Birdie and 4 under par for the tournament. Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area. Just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish. That's an absolute beauty.
This one will play a little bit longer. It's up the hill to that green. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Just moving that much closer to the leader now, Rich. That was a great first day up there, Rich.
I really enjoyed it. We saw a lot of birdies, excellent play, and some impressive names on top of this leaderboard. Anybody's game. EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present second round coverage of the PGA Championship. Now set to tee off at the 6th. It is a long par 3, 250 yards.
We could take a little bit off for the downhill, but whichever way you look at it, it's still going to be a beefy par 3. Protected on the left by that front bunker, and if you sort of scoot one long, there's another bunker over there as well.
This one has a chance to be close. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Chance to get on a real roll.
Frank, that birdie will help the cause. Well, Frank, an eagle is in play here at the par 5 7th.
And a 6 and a 7 and an 8 or a 9, actually. This is a potential scorecard record, the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on do you go for this par 5 and 2. It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting.
That's in the fairway. Now set for the second shot here at the par 5 7th hole. Strong wind here early in the round. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Like a machine out there. Another green in regulation. And getting ready for the putt. And with that eagle, Frank, now only 2 shots back.
And all of a sudden put the name back into the mix just when we thought it might be too late.
Out of the short par 4-8 here at Quail Hollow, just 350 yards. Frank, players can lay it up and just hit a little baby wedge into the green, but Why not go for it in one, try to make something happen?
I think both plans work well, Rich. This is one of those holes, the more you think about it, the more complicated it gets. You're going to lay it up, lay it up. If you're going to go for it, just aim at that tree and hit it down there. Just take your medicine.
Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Birdie try up next. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
No damage done. Made the par. Here we are at the 9th hole at Quail Hollow, 495-yard par 4. Frank, it is the longest par 4 on the golf course. Is it, in your estimation, the toughest?
I think the green stops it from being the toughest, Rich, because it does kick in from either side. But when you see holes like this, there's no surprise why the Rory McIlroys and the Ricky Fowlers have won around here. This is just a great driving par 4.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Two rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, you know, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present third round coverage of the PGA Championship. Here we are now at the 12th, and Frank, this is a beautiful but dangerous hole, par 4.
It is in a number of ways. The hole bends gently to the right, which you'd think would favour a nice little fade, but the fairway just seems to shrink up. I've seen this fairway missed by so many good players. And plus it's yardage, 450 odd. You can't really lay back too far, otherwise you've got too long for your second shot.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Early part of this second nine and a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. Locked in on the read and the speed.
Well, birdies are hard to come by in this situation. So tight.
Keeps him right in the thick of it. Here we are at the par 3, 13th hole. It's 210 yards. What does it take here, Frank?
It's one actually where you'd rather be conservative than aggressive here. And the reason why is this green tends to roll off at the back and the front and the middle there. So it's just something that pitches more in the central part of the green is really what's required.
Good-looking shot right here. Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Just 5 feet left. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, now we come to the really interesting 345-yard par 4 14th. Frank, I'm thinking that if you're leading, you're probably not going to try to drive this and take on the risk with the water on the left. But if you're behind, you have a chance to make up some ground.
Yeah, I have it written in my yardage book, Rich, on this hole. Only good and bad things happen with the driver. Nothing in between.
Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. That one is going to end up in the rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that quick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. And I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Frank, that looked good to me. That's good work right there. Just a tap-in. She's regarded as an excellent putter. Here, another chance for birdie. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, that final round, 62?
I certainly do, Rich. That was an amazing run on the second 9. And holes like this, too. He just stood up here with a driver and just obliterated it down there with a nice draw. Took those bunkers out of play and just set up a mid-iron.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, uphill shot. What did you like to do on a play like this?
The biggest thing really is to try and work on your balance. You've got to make sure you get through the shot and normally take an extra club.
This could be a good one. Well, that is a ball-striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. So this is the third shot to the par 5. Well, a missed opportunity, no doubt. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present final round coverage of the PGA Championship. They have gathered from around the world here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina for the final major championship of the year. We will crown our next PGA Championship winner. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Happy to be here calling all the action. Frank, what is the mindset for this final major of the season?
Oh, I think it's taken a long time to get here, but it's well-deserved, Rich. When you think of the luster of the Wanamaker Trophy, winners like Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth of recent, but Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, the list goes on and on. The fourth major, some say the defining major of the year, but played at a golf course that we're well used to now. So I'm looking forward to it, Rich.
It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
shot, setting up for an eagle here. Settles in over the putt. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
Frank going for 2 in a row now. In for birdie. Frank, on this backside at Quail Hollow, a player does have a good chance to get off to a good start with that par 5 10th and now relatively short par 4 11th, where a player with a good drive could stick a short iron in their hands.
Yeah, this is one you're going to have to make a decision. You can just play this as a straightforward dogleg left par 4 and hit a 3-wood or a long iron up there and 9-iron or something like that into the green. Or, if you want it, you can try and blast a drive around the corner. I don't know if that's the more prudent play, but it's fun.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. This is a good-looking shot. Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. And now we'll have this for birdie. This is a 13-footer. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Okay, no problem with that one. Par 4 12th here at Quail Hollow, 456 yards. Frank, break it down for us.
Well, there's no fairway bunkers either side, so you feel like there's nothing to work the ball off, and consequently, it's very easy to sneak it in the rough on the left or the right, and then that makes that second shot so much more difficult going up the hill. This is one hole that you have to pick a line on. You really have to know your line off the tee. There's a nice big tree down there in the distance. That's the one you want to work it off. This has exploded off the club face.
So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Count that for a birdie. Now to the par 3 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. There's a front right portion, there's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
Here we go. She is putting the full arsenal of her skill set on display this afternoon. Beautiful shot. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
solid stroke there. No sign of nerves on that.
Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the hole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. 13 feet away. Like it. Oh, they're going to love it. What a putt. Now teed up at the 15th hole. It is the final par 5 here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. And Frank, I remember this hole well. McIlroy stiffed a 5-iron on his way to making eagle, his first PGA Tour win. That came back in 2010.
And the opportunity exists again here. Under 600 yards, plays downhill off the tee. Those two bunkers on the right are perfectly situated. That second one about 310 yards to it. So something straight at that one with a little draw will set up that mid-iron or long iron that has to be hit very high and uphill.
Sitting up in the fairway now, 180 yards away.
Rich, I'm amazed how much the PGA Championship has changed over these last 10 to 15 years. Their choice of venue have really upgraded the championship. It's no longer just the fourth major. In some respects, it's a professional golfers championship now. We have the Masters, we have the US Open, we have the Open Championship, but now we have a setup at the end of the year for the fourth major that allows these guys to showcase their skills. It's not overly tough, it's not overly brutal, it's scoreable, but the thing about it, it's a test.
And it's the only major championship set up by the professional golfers of America. It's a fair setup. The players will tell you that. There's nothing tricky about it. And when you take these majors to the great venues, so often it gives you the great champions.
It's a ginormous tee shot.
Nicely in the fairway here, Frank, but this is steeply downhill to the green. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
A rather nice shot, I'd say.
Well played here, went straight for the flagstick, and she will have a nice putt coming up. This is a 9-footer. So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching two tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Just 2 holes remaining here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the signature par 3, 221 yards, the 17th.
And they have a multitude of tees here. One of the new back tees is actually where the old 16th green was. And if you think don't go left is the way to play, then that won't work either, because right's not that much good. This is it. Stand on the tee and you better hit a good shot.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Making it look easy at this point. Another beautiful approach shot. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
This for par. That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. So just a formality. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area. Just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal, so you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie to win the PGA Championship. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Just a great putt and a great win.